beat up black and blue pulp, then I would suggest that you're looking at your surroundings whenever you go anywhere. I would suggest that you're prepared to, how should I say, in wisdom, to be able to flee something before it turns into what I'm reading about today. I would suggest that if you can't flee, that you're able to, to the best of your ability, and go ahead and put this in your mind, have it in your mind concrete that you're going to make it back home to your loved ones regardless of what you've got to do. Now, I'll go ahead and read on. I'll go ahead and read on here. Okay. But the thing about it is, Forrester's and Rastami's story has not until today appeared in this paper. The responding officer coded the incident as simple assault. Despite their assertions, at least 30 participated in the attack. See, a reporter made routine checks of police reports and would see simple assault. And if the names were unfamiliar, would be unlikely to write about it. Oh, we got a cover-up going on here. In this case, editors hesitated to assign a story about their own employees. Wow. Would it seem like the paper treated the employees differently from other crime victims? Aha. I'm wondering about this. What do you guys and gals think about this? Do you think there's a cover-up going here? Do you think so? I don't know. That's up to you to decide. But anyway, let me move on. More questions loomed. Forrester and Rastami wondered if the officer who had answered their call treated all crime victims the same way. When Rastami, and remember, Rastami and Forrester are reporters. Oh yeah, they worked and were good friends with the person that wrote this article. But anyway, they wondered. But when Rastami, who admits she was hysterical, tried to describe what happened, she says the officer told her to shut up and get in the car. Wow! Are you kidding me? So we got the officer telling her to shut up and get in the car. Both said the officer did not record any names of witnesses who stopped to help. Rastami said the officer told them the attackers were probably juveniles anyway. What are we going to do? Find their parents and tell them? Or you got to be kidding me? I am not reading this. I hope I'm not reading this about this officer. But I guess I need to wake up and get out of this nightmare I'm reading here. But I can't help but express my heartfelt condolences to the people that were brutally beaten. And I can't help but express my sheer anger and frustration at the parents of the mob that was able to roam the streets and just beat up on anybody they want to. Okay, so and my anger and frustration at this weak, anemic, donut-eating, coffee-drinking police officer. And by the way, a lot of people drink coffee. I'm not beating up on wives for drinking coffee. I'm not beating up on my daughter for drinking coffee. I'm just simply saying that they're not by and large, especially in this article, they don't seem like they're serving and protecting nothing. Okay, so anyway, let me move on. See, the fact of the business remains that the officer pointed to the public housing in the area and said large group of teenagers look for trouble on the weekends. It's what they do, he told Forrester. Well, now, wait a minute. If this police officer knows that that's what they do is look for trouble on the weekend, how come they're not there doing their job and keeping it broken up to start with? And this probably event could have been avoided, okay? But anyway. Could that be true? Could violent mobs of teens be so commonplace in Norfolk that police and victims have no recourse? Could it be true? Well, I would say that yes, it's true that violent mobs of teens are commonplace in Norfolk, Virginia, but they're also commonplace in California. They're also commonplace in most of the states in the United States, and it's also commonplace that police turn a blind eye to it and they don't do their job. But like I said the other day, you go 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, and you got a cop that's had a bad night with his mistress, and his wife caught him, and then the son of a gun's going to drag you out and tase you if you look at him wrong. Let me move on. Now, let me go ahead. Police spokesman Chris Amos said officers often respond to reports of crowd fighting. Sirens are usually enough to disperse the group. On that night, he said, a report of gunfire in a nearby neighborhood prompted the officer to decide getting Forrester and Romney off the street quickly made more sense than remaining at the intersection. The officer gave them his card and told them to call later to file a report. I'm not hearing this. I'm not reading this, and I know that y'all are not hearing this. We need to wake up out of this bad dream here. So he gives a card. He don't go looking for nobody that beat him up. He gives them a card and says, hey, call me tomorrow if you want to have lunch. Now, I'm being sarcastic here, but can you imagine? That's why I keep telling y'all that you don't need to have the mentality. Let me get a drink of water here. My throat's hurting. You don't need to have the mentality of thinking that the police are going to protect you. You need to have the mentality to know that you must have the ability to be able to protect and guard yourself, your property, and your family. Okay? Now it says, the next day Forrester searched Twitter for mention of the attack. Now, okay, one post really chilled him. I feel for the white man who got beat up at the light, wrote one person. I don't, wrote another, indicating with laughter, do it for Trayvon Martin. Can you believe what you're hearing from me today? Can you believe it? Can you believe? Yeah, he says, do it for Trayvon Martin, indicating laughter. I don't know how you would, I don't know how you would tweet a laugh. I don't know how that works or nothing. I don't tweet, but anyway. Trayvon Martin, unarmed black teen, died after being shot in the community, which Captain, community watch captain with white and Hispanic parents, George Zimmerman, Florida. Okay, Forrester and Rastami, both white, suffered beating at the hands of at least, what I think they said 30 on another article, a crowd of black teenagers. Was either case racially motivated? Were Forrester and Rastami beaten in some kind of warped vigilante retribution for a killing that, or a self-defense, I would call, that took place 750 miles away? A person none of them even knew. What about it? Was this just bombast? Is a beating funny ever? Are you kidding me? Is a beating funny ever? Oh, okay, got you, Johnny. All right. Now, here's why their story is in the paper today. We cannot allow such callousness to continue unremarked. From the irrational, senseless teenagers who attacked two people just trying to go home, from the police officer whose conduct may have been typical but certainly seems cold, from the tweeting nitwits who think beating a man in Norfolk would change the death of Trayvon Martin. How can we change if we don't know about it? How can we make it better if we look away? Are we really no better than this? Now, this woman, Michelle Washington, is a columnist for the Virginian Pilot. I would ask you to say a prayer for this lady for coming out and being so bold. She's got more hanging between her legs than most men do. Really. She's got more guts and gonads than most men in America to be able to write this article. Because writing this article probably put her in the bullseye of somebody that may not like what she wrote. But she wrote it because, guess what? It had to be put out there. It had been 2 weeks and nothing was said about it, and she was sick and tired of it. Calm down, Billy. Calm down. Calm down. Chill out. The fact of the business is, you know what? This is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It is repugnant. What the police did is ridiculous. It is insane and vile what the group did. I don't care what color they are. It just so happened they were black again to do what they do. I mean, a mob of people or teenagers. Listen to me. I'm going to run something by you here. You ready for this? Are you ready? If there's a mob that's coming to try to beat up on me, then from the time they set it in their heart, I don't care if they are teenagers, from the time they set it in their heart to come running to beat up on me, they just growed up from the time that they left the point A to get to point B where I'm at. They just became adults. Okay? And I'm telling you what needs to happen to them. They need to have something done to them that the mom and daddy never would do. They need a country A-whipping. Y'all fill in the blank. That's what they need. Exactly. But anyway, you got to think about this. You got to think about it. What is going on in society today? What is going on in society today is pure out evil. No restraint. You see, but they've been taught, again, I only got a few more minutes. They've been taught by the rap industry. They've been taught by the thugs that are older than them. And they think that this is life, man. hey, we'll just get together like a pack of wolves or coyotes. We'll go beat up somebody, throw a rock at somebody's vehicle. If they don't like it and they get out, we'll just beat them up. But this is your mainstream television programs that's teaching them. This is the mainstream rap music that's teaching them. And this is the mainstream parenting of today. Absolutely, it is. And it's pathetic. It is pathetic that we got to even read this article. I'm so sorry that I had to give you this, that I had to bring this article to your attention. We got one submitted by a comment by Rodney R. Howell in Virginia. He says this: I just want to say a big thank you to Michelle Washington for putting this piece out there. I hope she does not get fired for it, and if she does, that everyone who commented raises ETW hockey sticks about it. He said, I've already seen posts about this being deleted and think this thread probably has a limited lifespan. So much for a free press. How about that? It says the VP of this, I guess he's talking about this paper, is a Democratic liberal hack newspaper, and I'm now sure that what we don't hear from them may be as important, if not more important, than what we do here. Well, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. See, here's the way it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the way it is. Excuse me. They only tell you what they want you to hear. They only tell you what they want you to hear. Well, we're here to try, we're here to try to give you the truth of it. Not to put a spin on it, but give you the truth of it and let you decide for yourself who's right and who's wrong in each of the news stories. What is wrong with that? I would tell you nothing. But what is wrong with mainstream media? Everything. You cannot get a clear story and the truth about what's going on. You cannot get it from the mainstream media. You cannot get it from a politician. And you cannot get it from most preachers. I'm going to go do something with my throat. Thank you for coming by Endtime Watchman News Network. And until we meet again, may God bless you and protect you. And may you have the eyes to be able to see the danger that's out there in the world. And may you have the ears to hear what you need to hear about the voice saying, this is the way, walk in it. In order that you can avoid things like this. Or if you can't avoid them, that you have the knowledge, the wisdom, the wherewithal, the counsel, and the know-how to deal with the situation if you can't get out of it. Endtime Watchman, enjoy your day. And y'all pray for my throat, and God bless you. Oh, by the way, I think Eric Bissell and Pete Memmer are guilty of giving me this cold because Pete was sick the other day before he called. But anyway, may the Lord bless them in all their endeavors and everything they do. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your day. And God has presented his salvation by way of his son Jesus. And it ain't my fault that they rejected him. It ain't my fault they choose the world. It ain't my fault they choose wickedness. It ain't my fault they worship Satan. It ain't my fault they worship mankind. It ain't my fault they worship their graven images. It ain't my fault they worship their TVs. It ain't my fault they worship their computers. It ain't my fault they worship their pornography. It ain't my fault they worship their liquor and beer. It ain't my fault they worship their prostitutes. It ain't my fault they worship their wicked government. It ain't my fault they think that somehow or another when they put another president in it's going to save the nation. It ain't my fault that they listen to the Fox News, CNN, NBC, ABC, and all the rest of the stupid idiots. It ain't my fault because God has given a chance to every man and every woman and every child of the age of accountability to come to him, all ye that are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. He said, I've given you. I've made it simple. Have a great day.